Social listening, a digital marketing innovation for J.H. Whitaker and Sons. Social listening is an innovation that allows businesses to connect with their customers on a deeper level by collecting data from online conversations and gaining insights about what customers like, dislike, and want from the products. Businesses can use this data to make alterations to their marketing strategy and product line to better align with the target audience and thus increase their sales leads. Whitaker's is a premium chocolate company with a strong online presence and loyal customer base. Social listening would be of a great benefit to the business as it will allow them to keep up to date with current trends and maintain competitive in the global market. Although social listening does come at a cost of time, money, and resources, Whitaker's business model is in the perfect stage to implement it in, due to their already established social media presence and the increased sales and customer loyalty outcomes outweigh any initial investment cost. Who are Whitaker's Chocolate? Whitaker's is a premium chocolate brand owned by J.H. Whitaker and Sons, established in New Zealand in 1896. Currently, they export their products to over 11 countries worldwide, mainly in the Asia-Pacific region. These include, but are not limited to, Australia, Singapore, and China, as well as Canada and the Middle East. While they do not have any stores of their own, online or offline, they have a large distribution chain that spreads their products to online stores, larger supermarkets, and smaller boutique shops. Their direct competition includes global companies such as Mars, Cadbury, and Nestle, as well as smaller brands such as Darrell Lea. In the Asian market, global brands are the major competitors, with Mars, Nestle, Hershey's, and Ferrero making up 75.9% of the global market share. Their indirect competition includes other confectionery companies, both big and small, including Allen's and Haribo. A total of 3.5 million people use social media today, averaging around 3 hours per day. This is around 45% of the population of the world. Of these users, 71% are likely to recommend the brand to a friend after a positive social media purchase or interaction. This just shows the power and influence that social media has in today's world and the possible reach that content can get if it's marketed effectively. Whitaker's current online presence is strong, with Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook pages that are updated semi-regularly. They receive and reply to about 60 tweets a month, but the majority of their earned media comes from Instagram, where they're tagged in around 20 posts a day from customers. They post regularly on YouTube, however this content receives very few views. The majority of this content is not YouTube specific and mostly comes from television adverts. Facebook is where their biggest audience lies, with 840,000 followers to their page. However, they receive much lower rates of engagement with these posts than they do compared with Instagram. What is social listening? Social listening is a digital marketing innovation where companies make changes to their brands and/or products based on conversation and insights gained from the community on social media. It consists of collecting data created through brand mentions, hashtags, and trends, and using it to create products that are wanted by the community. The information collected can be used to create a deeper understanding of the market, view brand mentions and the conversation surrounding products, identify business partners and influencers to work with, and aid in creating more effective content. What do we measure? Social media is the process of monitoring, analysing, and reacting to information being discussed and posted on the platforms across social media. There are 5 different aspects of social listening that companies should be tracking. These are the conversations about their own brand, conversations about their competitors, conversations about the industry or product category, the sentiment of the community, and the key platforms used by the target audience. By listening to the conversation in these ways, businesses can gain insights into what customers are loving, what is not working so well, and the best ways to grow. By looking at these analytics, marketers can then alter products or the way they're presented to better fit the wants and needs of the customer. This is the best way to get honest reviews on a product. Why is it important? This innovation is important in creating a product that is valued and wanted by consumers and the target audience. The increase in social media usage over the past 10 years give companies access to a far wider reach of customers and an almost endless focus group to test products on. By using social listening, companies can strengthen their customer relationships and respond to critique, as well as facilitating customer acquisition and encouraging repeat purchases from existing customers. How does social listening work? You set up social listening by using an external program such as Keyhole, Radian6, or HubSpot. These companies provide a space where brands can see all their social medias in one place. Radian6 allows you to see how the community respond to specific posts, what products are most loved, and collect data from earned media and social mentions, as well as highlighting common topics and phrases. From here, products that are not working can be adjusted and improved based on what people are saying about them. A good example of how social listening has been used in the food industry is with Taco Bell and their increasing reliance on social media to create a better experience for their customers. This includes listening to praise and compliments from customers on these platforms and adjusting their sales strategy accordingly. For example, a large number of customers were posting about their dissatisfaction with the cheese in the quesalupa. Taco Bell began sending out emails to specific branches that were being criticized, ensuring they followed the recipe correctly. How can you use this innovation to achieve marketing competitiveness? Social listening allows companies to evaluate products and discover new opportunities based on the needs and wants of the specific target market. Brands can develop a deeper insight into the conversation surrounding their products, including the top shared items, critique of certain aspects, and common questions and values of the customers. This allows the company to alter their brands and product line to align with the wants of their target audience, as well as keeping up to date with current market trends. In turn, this will help achieve marketing competitiveness as the brands can develop with the customers to ensure the product is always wanted and loved. Along with this, customers are looking more and more towards social media as a source of communication, turning to platforms such as Facebook and Instagram to ask questions and file complaints with companies. As many as 83% of people value when brands respond to them on social media, leading 48% of individuals to make purchases online when their brand loyalty and customer relationship has been strengthened. By strengthening the customer relationship, businesses can establish a more personal level of loyalty with customers, increasing their position in the market. How can social listening inform your marketing decision? Social listening can be used to inform marketing decisions for both online sharing and campaign concepts. People are more open to sharing their genuine opinion when on social media than they are in direct contact with a company through review systems such as surveys and interviews. This means that social listening can allow companies to gain an unfiltered insight into their customers' opinions on both products and the brand itself. Social media followings do not only include current customers, but often potential customers that have found the page through the content itself. Using social listening on these platforms can give the company an insight into what sort of posts perform best with certain customers and how this information can be used to generate more sales. For example, customers might have a higher level of engagement with swipe-up stories on Instagram when they're related to a certain product. Through social listening, a business can use this information to alter their marketing decision to include more stories and thus generate more customer leads. Marketing decisions should be based around the insights gained from social listening, as this is the most effective way to work out what current and potential customers want to see from the company. Who does it work for? For social listening to be effective, a brand not only needs a strong social media presence, but it also needs customers that are posting and sharing their experience with the products. This includes engaging with content on various platforms, as well as creating their own media and posts. Business models that include a strong social media strategy and online focus would benefit from using social listening to increase customer contacts and sales leads. The company type itself does not matter, as long as they have active social media pages and a target audience to use these platforms. Companies that do not engage online or with social media are limited in their use of this innovation. There is likely very little online conversation happening, and if there is, it's probably not large enough to represent the target market as a whole. To increase the online conversation, companies can encourage social media use with customers by getting customers to follow the page or creating a brand-specific hashtag. Limitations. Social listening can only collect information from public profiles. Many social media users keep their profiles private, and their information can thus not be accessed and analysed. Businesses must keep in mind that the data collected through social media does only depict a small number of their target audience and users. There is no guarantee that valuable information will be gained from online conversation. It's always a risk when relying on people to share information unprompted, that the information shared may be of no use to the growth of the company. What must be understood? As well as valuable information, a very large proportion of the data collected from social media listening is likely to be noise. It can take a lot of time and resources to sort through the noise to find information that is both useful and representative of the target market. It can be hard to know how accurately the results reflect the target audience due to the limitations of not having access to private postings and not knowing what proportion of the total audience are using online mediums. Implementing social media listening requires companies to invest in the training and resources necessary for the employees to carry out the processes effectively and efficiently. It can be difficult to navigate the information, search for correct phrases, and identify key outcomes without training or prior experience. The company must already have an existing social media presence or be prepared to put the resources into creating one. With a strong online presence, the information and data needed to carry out social media listening will not be available or accurately proportioned. What resources are required? In order to integrate this innovation, the company must invest in a social media platform such as HubSpot or Radian6, as well as social media training for the staff members on the current social media marketing team. The initial cost will be around $4,000 a month for Radian6 Pro Social Studio. This gives you access to all of their social media listening, publishing, and editing tools. Why should we implement social media listening? Social media listening would be an effective innovation to implement in J.H. Whitaker & Sons, as the business already has a strong social media presence and the data is currently sitting there, ready to be collected. Currently, there's a lot of conversation about the brand across Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. With just a quick glance at the Twitter feed, you can already see valuable feedback about customers' preferences for flavors, as well as an interest in sustainable packaging. As well as collecting data, this innovation allows the business to strengthen customer relationships by providing a platform that nurtures two-way communication. This encourages the customer to feel like they have a personal connection with the brand. A great example of this is a very out-of-the-box campaign Mars did with Snickers called Hungerism. Their objectives were to increase the number of sales at 7-Eleven stores, whilst also increasing customer relationships and awareness for Snickers. This campaign was based on social listening, in combination with their tagline, "You're not you when you're hungry." The campaign worked by collecting information from Twitter posts about the emotional state of people on Twitter, and working with 7-Eleven, they adjusted the price of Snickers bars accordingly. The angrier the sentiment of the user, the cheaper the Snickers bar. The campaign ran for 4 weeks and generated around $1.4 million in earned media, with a reach of 4 million people and 30 million impressions. On top of this, there was a 67% increase in sales, with a 55% category growth. Not only did the campaign increase the sales and impressions of Snickers online and offline, it also changed the way they view their marketing strategy. Following this campaign, Snickers have invested more money into social and digital, shifted to a more interactive style of marketing, and a communication where they have more two-way contact with the customer.